Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Media Pending Podcast. I'm your co-host, Aidan Pocock, and I'm joined today by my other co-host.
Me, Jason. Hi,
Him
what's
as
up?
well.
It's me, Jason Hammer, the other co-host.
We're gathered here today to talk about the kind of stuff we like to talk about, which is the stuff we talk about.
It's true, the media that is sometimes pending, but this episode is not a pending episode. This is a media episode because we're going to be talking about underrated YouTubers / content that we've been enjoying recently.
That is an accurate summary of what we will be talking about this episode.
In the words of my ancestors, Yahoo, let's go.
Oh, I wish my ancestors were cool enough to have said that.
What I think is really funny, so that's just a dumb joke that I'll do every now and then, like in the words of my ancestors, and then something very modern, that in I don't know, 20 years, I'll have presumably I'll have a child, and they'll be able to say that unironically, like, in the words of my ancestors, let's heckin' go, yeah!
Oh my.
And it would just be true.
Your dad's probably said some things.
Man, I don't even know what I could say that would be real.
In the words of my father, look, me, I'm on a radio show. Sure, yes. He said that.
Yeah, I'm sure he said that. Well, before we get into it, before our underrated content like this podcast is discussed, I've got a show and tell item. So last episode, a couple of weeks ago, I showed you the journal, right? The Mountain Town cursed journal that I found at the Mountain Town. Today's show and tell item is not an empty book. It is a written book. The newest Brandon Sanderson from the year of Sanderson with his 4 secret novels. This is Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and I finished it in 3 days. And I'm kind of embarrassed because
dude, that's impressive.
I read it in the digital form, in just the ebook, because it releases midnight. And I got this in the mail today.
Oh, so now you get to read it again.
I get to look at all the pretty pictures, like printed now, so that's nice.
Ooh.
This book was pretty good, actually. I like it better than the previous secret novel that came out. And I was a little apprehensive because Yumi and the Nightmare Painter leans heavily on anime tropes at the beginning. And I am not an anime enjoyer. I will dabble in the occasional Studio Ghibli film, but those aren't very anime tropey as far as I'm aware. But as the book goes on, the tropes become less and less overt and obnoxious, and it has a twist in the last third that I did not see coming. Like, Aidan, you're pretty good at seeing twists in books, and especially Sanderson books coming. I think you would catch the red herring twist, but you would not catch the big one. And
so you're trying to bait me into reading this book now.
It will be in the family library in a week, so if you want to listen to it, I highly recommend. It was really good. You just got to get through the first bit.
Well, I'm gonna nail that twist, and if I don't, I'm gonna Google it and then act like I figured it out.
Come on, man. Come on, dude.
Nah.
Anyway, really good. Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, available now.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have anything for show and tell, or are we just going to go into the episode today?
I got to prepare something one of these times. These are my glasses. Sometimes I wear them. I don't like wearing them when I'm wearing headphones because they pinch, but
understandable.
I don't know. That's them.
What's the prescription on those bad boys?
That's in accordance to HIPAA laws. I'm not allowed to solicit that information as it's considered a prescription. And I'm not allowed to.
I think you can violate your own, but I couldn't just leak that information because I don't know. So
I'll text it in the chat and then you say it and then I'll report you.
You're framing me for a crime right now, setting me up for my undoing, my downfall. My empire crumbles.
No, but my prescription's not very high. I worked at an optometrist's office. It's actually where I got those glasses. I got them for free since I worked there, and they all made fun of me because my
I think
prescription
that's a funny
was low.
story, though, that you just stayed working there long enough to get the free glasses and then dipped.
Yeah, it was a rough job. I mean, I enjoyed the work well enough. Being a receptionist is not something that bothered me. I'm fine scheduling appointments, making phone calls, doing all that stuff. My manager was just tricky to work with.
Okay.
That's all. I'll elaborate on that because we've got a lot to go over.
But I mean, looking back, hindsight is 20/20 now, right? Because you've got the glasses, so you can look back at your
was negative point.
Okay. All right. So, underrated content. So we wrote a list before the episode of for me, it's just YouTube channels. But what's important before we begin is how are we defining underrated content? Because I think it's different. Just glancing at this list, it's different for you and me.
Well, yeah, I've got a couple channels on there with over 1 million followers, which I don't think it can. I don't know, and we'll talk about that a little bit. One of those I feel like counts for underrated because it's a TikTok creator, and
all right, 1 million on TikTok is not that much actually.
No,
which is crazy, but
yeah.
For me, I am defining underrated content in this context as preferably under 500,000 subscribers, definitely under 1 million. And if they're approaching 1 million, it's because they're not already there, in my opinion. That they should have been at over 1 million subscribers a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that's how I am defining underrated content. Content
Here.
I enjoy that is less than 1 million.
Take a look at the outline right now. I just found, so I pulled these numbers from TikTok.
Okay.
I'm about to change it to the YouTube statistic.
Sounds good. Because I'm not on TikTok, so none of the. Oh, okay, yeah, that definitely qualifies, sir.
Yeah.
That is no longer. All right. So I think we'll just go down the list, and if we have any questions for each other about these guys, for sure, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I don't follow a lot of content creators on YouTube. A lot more of the content creators I know are on TikTok, and it's because, like we were talking about, on YouTube, I feel like it's a lot harder to gain a subscription because I feel like people are very selective with who they subscribe to on YouTube. But also, my YouTube recommendations have been horrible lately. Like, all of a sudden, like it was like this week, they just stopped showing me things I want to watch. And it's usually been really good on YouTube. Like, I don't know if they just added some new update or patch note or something, but I have not been liking the recommendations I've been getting.
No, I agree. I've had a hard time finding things to watch, which is insane because of how many people I'm subscribed to. Maybe they're just not making content anymore, or I am in the wrong corner of YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's just the universe telling me to stop watching YouTube and work on job searching.
Why don't you make your own stuff, dang it?
I know. But
all right.
Yeah. Let's go through what we'll today's all about sharing some love, showing some love to
trying something new, right? Hopefully with our massive listener base, we'll be able to get more people to check out this content, right?
Yeah, all these accounts are gonna thank us, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, thanks for the shout out."
Gonna be huge. All right, so number one for me is Bobby Broccoli. He's been picking up steam recently with a bunch of his videos approaching or surpassing 1 million subscribers. Let me pull up YouTube here so I can speak with more authority. And what he does is he has a very unique style for his animations in his video essays. So these are very researched essays on the scientific community. Like his most recent video, which the first part has 1.3 million views, is about the man who faked human cloning, and it's going over the background and history of the controversy of the man who faked human cloning. And they're really well made, put together, and researched. And I've watched every episode multiple times because they're that good. And he's only got 407,000 subscribers, which is a lot. But in terms of YouTubers, it's not the biggest out there. If we really wanted to do underrated, we would do under 10K. And I think I've got a couple on there that are under 10K.
It's hard to find people who qualify for under 10K because, like,
I mean, we do for sure. 110%.
We're under 10.
At least this one is. Yeah, Media Pending Podcast is under 10. I am almost to 300. Dude, yes, let's go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just need to start making more stuff and it will go up.
Allegedly.
Because that's how it works. I've been dabbling in shorts recently, and every short I've gained at least like 3 subscribers from each short. So
well
just
done.
putting stuff out there is how you do it. So that is my first one, Bobby Broccoli. Well researched, informative video essays on interesting topics that I didn't know about beforehand. You have any questions about that, or should we go on to yours?
I mean, it's hard to have questions. I mean,
Because you haven't watched it, but
I haven't watched it. I will be checking out probably all of the ones that you recommend. I'm curious to know if you've heard of any that I have. This next one, the name not a lot of people recognize, but the content is more. So it's an account called Adventures in Ardia. I had this is the one I was joking about with Jason.
Yeah.
I had the statistics pulled up for the TikTok account. His TikTok has 2.1 million followers. His YouTube has 15K. And while that sounds bad, it definitely is because his content is very much streamlined for TikTok. And basically his shtick, and a lot more people probably recognize him when you say what he is, but he's the D&D roll for sandwich guy on TikTok. See, you heard about this guy?
I've heard about him at work. Yeah, they brought that up as a potential copycat concept for us.
Oh, in what way?
Because, okay, so the place I'm working is a print-on-demand platform, and so it would be like roll for product, roll for design.
Oh, boy.
And so you'd design print-on-demand products with, different roles.
But, okay. But anyway, yeah, this guy, he's a great content creator. He's just a very, like, wholesome guy. He coined the whole concept, and there's so many copycat channels out there. There's roll for cereal, roll for smoothie, roll for pizza, roll for like barbecue. There's a guy who makes like brisket and stuff with it. Like, there's so many channels, but he was the first one, and he just he's got a list of toppings, and he'll roll for what the bread is going to be, the cheese, and he just makes these randomly generated sandwiches. Gives them a fun name, rates them. He does a lot of viewer interaction. People will send in like custom dice, and he's really good at building a community. So I think he's underrated ish. If you're on TikTok, he's not as underrated. He's pretty big on TikTok, but in social media as a whole, it's not huge.
All right. Looks like the next one is also yours.
I'll let you go. I didn't mean to write it in that. We can switch off.
Sounds good. So the next one I have, I was surprised when I wrote how many subscribers he has now, is Mini Minuteman. This is an archaeology and anthropology channel. And last time I checked, he was really small. He was like under 50K when I found him, but he's approaching 1 million now, which is bonkers. And he just goes through and kind of debunks ancient aliens conspiracy theories. His most recent video was a huge project where he went to Turkey to explore what he thinks is going to be the next hotbed for archaeological digs and progress. And he's just really good. He has a degree in, I don't remember what his degree is in, but he uses his degree to make educational content, and it's pretty good. So I would recommend Mini Minute Man. My one gripe with him, and he's getting better at this, is because he does not come from like a digital media or production background, his audio is kind of hit or miss, and that's something that I care about a lot.
Yep.
But the content itself is pretty good.
Huh. Well, cool. Yeah. I'm looking these guys up as you talk, and I'm throwing them in watch later lists, so I'll be able to check them out afterwards. But
nice.
I do really enjoy videos where content creators go out and like out of their way to do stuff. I think it's really fun when like they'll like travel the world or like go like in person.
Yeah. See, that's one of the pitfalls that I fall into when I brainstorm, because I have all these like huge ideas for projects I want to do. Like on my whiteboard of ideas and my cork board, which is just off camera, and I'm not moving the camera, I've got a character web and like a story. I've got almost 3 acts of a story outlined. Problem is, it takes place in Alaska. And then up above, I've got other videos that also require some traveling. And I cannot do those because I am poor and also do not have a big following. But someday I will get those ideas made, and it will be awesome. There's this YouTuber I found recently. He's big. He used to be called the Babylonian, and now he's like just Nick something or other. Nick Robinson, I think, is the name. And he makes kind of like investigative gaming videos where he'll try and uncover internet mysteries. Or one that I watched recently is the "Don't Know What Time It Is" challenge.
You were telling me about this. That's weird.
He just wanted to get as confused as he could about what time it was, so he flew to Tromsø, Norway in December and kind of locked himself in a room and shuffled around his clocks and would explore the city a little bit just to mess with his sense of time, because the sun didn't rise in winter in Norway where he was. But like every other video, he'll have like 50% of the video, and then out of options and desperate for answers, I booked a plane to blank location and went to their company headquarters myself. That
level of commitment is just, I feel like you gotta like give them watch time, and like they earn it at that point. Like
that level of investment for sure.
You put enough effort into a video, I feel like you deserve to get paid for it. Like it's really sad when people do all that stuff and then like
nothing happens
with like demonetization or nobody watches it. It's like, no, come on. I think effort and creativity always deserve to be rewarded.
Yep.
As long as it's good. I mean, sometimes people put effort into something that's not good, but
yeah. Well, all right. Well, that's a Mini Minute Man. What's the next one?
Yeah. So this is a guy. He's another creator on TikTok. His name's Matt Rosenman. He is a very interesting TikTok creator. I think he has some sort of degree in like marketing or something like that. So he's very interesting to watch as somebody who's studied marketing in college. His whole video series revolves around his audience will suggest like really unhealthy things like Pop-Tarts or like just like donuts or just like the most unhealthy like fast food items. And what he does is he rebrands them to sound like health foods and kind of like does a lot of like insider tricks. And he'll be like, there's no limit to what can be classified as a superfood. So we'll just throw that on the side. And he makes these really good mock-ups of like different things, like the Pop-Tarts one. What he did is he split the Pop-Tart into like 2 little sticks and then said like only 100 calories per Pop-Tart or something like that. Mm-hmm. Even though it's the same Pop-Tart, it's just split into 2. So he just does like, yeah. And it's just like, it's so fun to see not only like what kind of like tricks like the food industry does to make certain items like sound better, but also just like see the process he goes through and like making it look good. Like I assume this guy has to like be a part-time like social media influencer, because with like how good he is at this stuff, like he's got to be working for some company, like doing like a part of their marketing team or something. But he's just really fun to watch. That's, again, his name's Matt Rosenman, and he's just on TikTok. He's cool. Yeah, just very interesting content.
Cool. I've heard of him at work as well. We don't have any ideas to copycat him, but the bosses are aware that he exists.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's so good.
All right. My next one is Jake Miller. He's got 30.7K subs. He's pretty new. And what he does is he makes tier lists of older media. And by older media, I mean like 10 years ago. So when I was a kid, like his most recent video, he made a tier list for every Angry Bird short video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's committed. And so his videos are long and they are pretty comprehensive, but he doesn't go into detail about like each episode a ton. I am a little hesitant to recommend him because he kind of gives off like, at least his like line delivery is Technoblade wannabe, just the way he has like his cadence, but not like content at all. But it's definitely not for everyone. Give it a watch if you're interested in older-ish media.
I'm a sucker for tier lists. Like that's my problem. Like if someone makes a tier list, I'll watch it.
Oh, there's another Jake Miller. I just typed it in.
Yeah, I saw him when I looked it up, but I found him. I just looked up Jake Miller tier list, and he popped up.
All right. See, I guess that's the problem with having just your name on as your social media, because Jake Miller, I don't imagine, is a super uncommon.
Unless you've got a name like Aidan Pocock, I'm telling you, like I could kill it. I could kill it as a social media influencer. I could be one of those guys that just uses his names. There's no one. It says there's one or fewer Aidan Pococks in the United States. So there might not even be an Aidan Pocock in the United States.
Holy crap. That's crazy. And also, Jake Miller has 2.2K videos on his channel. What the heck?
What?
I've only watched the tier lists. Wow.
Jeez.
All right, so I recommend him a little less. Watch his tier lists, though. You cannot have quality with that many videos, man. Like, what the heck? But like his every classic mobile game, every Angry Birds, pretty good. But yeah, let's throw it on back to the one and only, according to statistics, Aidan Pocock. What's the next one?
Yeah, and I'll try to throw some more on here too, because it looks like you've got a lot more than I do. But the next one I wanted to highlight is this guy named Cook Show with Trevor. He's another TikTok creator. He makes pizza. That's all he does. He makes pizza, and he'll just throw random things on the pizza. Like he'll do like Panda Express on a pizza, or he'll do popcorn on a pizza. Like basically anything you can think of, even if it's something that just sounds like really like not good. He did a water pizza. He does so many, and some of them end up looking really good. He did a French fry pizza that it turned out a lot like the French fry pizzas they have down in Brazil. Okay. So I was like, oh yeah. But he makes his own dough from scratch. So all of the pizzas he makes them in a pizza oven too. Like he has his own like brick oven pizza like stone. And so all the pizzas he makes look really good, but some of them just have like weird ingredients. But it's just like his channel just feels like an extended version of, like, for those of you who watch Good Mythical Morning, it just feels like an extended version of like Will It Pizza, where every video is just like him trying it. And my one complaint is his running bit at the end of every video is he'll rate the pizza on a scale of 1 from 10, and he gives every single pizza a 7 out of 10, no matter what it is. That's his running bit. So it's like
even the water pizza,
everything gets a 7 out of 10. So it's like But if you listen to the way he talks about it before he rates it, he'll kind of clue you on like what he feels about it. But he's just got a very like dry delivery. Like he kind of talks like this and makes the pizza. And so like, I don't know, he's got a funny character made. He's got some really like funny like comments to make about every pizza. And he'll always like talk about the calories or how much he hates his life, why he does this to himself. It's like, we're gonna make the little pig fried chips or whatever they're called, like the pig
pork rinds.
He's like, we're gonna make a pork rinds pizza because I hate myself and I'm looking for an early grave. Like,
all right, well, nihilism, that'll do it.
I'm a sucker for nihilism sometimes, but yeah, Cook Show with Trevor. He's a good dude.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of a couple from my list because
we're running out of time.
Yeah. I'll just speed run 2 back to back real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. So the next 2 from me are Chupo. He's another newer guy on the scene. He does very poorly animated, like explainer videos, kind of like Salmonella. But he talks about the ridiculous lore of blank, where he will try and amalgamate all the information he can about the lore of something obscure. His most recent video was of like Webkins or whatever.
I'm seeing Webkins. I'm seeing Cinnamon Toast. I'm seeing Scribble Knots.
It's really good, actually. His delivery is funny. I like the style of content he does, and the topics are hilarious. Like the ridiculous lore of Pop Tropica, that was a good one.
This is a really dangerous episode to be doing right now, because what you're doing is you're fueling all of these rabbit holes that I can go down when I should be focusing on job searching.
Well, good thing for you is a lot of these are listenable. You can just have them on in the background in another tab.
That's true. He doesn't have a lot of videos.
No, he's pretty new. He's almost at 100K subscribers. It's good. Watch Chupo. And the next one I've got is Phil Edwards. He is like Johnny Harris, but without the deliberate, So Johnny Harris, he does really good explainer, like map videos, but he also tries to get a rise out of his audience. Like he uses fear and a little bit of hate and geopolitics to get people to watch his videos. And they're well made. But
he uses a little bit of racism and homophobia.
No racism from Johnny Harris. No. But he does like he leans into like the traditional media cycle. But Phil Edwards doesn't. He just has equally well made, fun explainer videos in the Vox style, because they both used to work at Vox. And it's kind of criminal that he only has 242K subs when Johnny Harris has so many. So Phil Edwards, good. Watch Phil. You got anything else, Aidan, or should I keep going?
Yeah, there's this really small YouTuber that I've watched for a while now. He makes okay videos every now and then. His name's Jason Yoen. No, I'm just kidding. It's Jasonian. That's your channel. You make some good stuff.
Hey, thanks, man.
Vlog videos, short films, movie reviews, Minecraft build tutorials. It's just a little bit of a hodgepodge for anybody who just likes listening to the soothing radio host sound of Jason's voice.
Aw, well, thanks. I appreciate it. The next one on my list is Top.
Oh, an even better channel.
Yeah. So these guys, I haven't made anything in a long time. They've kind of got like a home movie feel to them, but with a higher production value. I mean, there are some instances in the original Gerald where it's very obvious that they're just in somebody's basement. But other than that, I think the storytelling and imagination is really cool. If you haven't watched the Gerald trilogy of 2 videos, you should definitely go watch those. Same with Scarlet Relations. I actually made a tier list on my channel a couple years ago, going through the 4 publicly available videos from Top. Give that a watch as well if you're interested. But yeah, Top is good. Go watch Top. Boys Trip, they will return when? I don't know, but they promised they would. So someday.
Someday.
All right. Let's see. We're running out of time, but I've got a couple more. I'm going to skip Relax Alax and go on to my last two, which are Super Papa John with 450 subscribers. Not every Super Papa John video is very interesting and engaging, but occasionally he has a good, funny, engaging gaming video. He talks about obscure video games, and he should have more than 450 subscribers. He does about a video or two a month. Just go in knowing that not every video is a hit, and some of them are kind of slow, and you should... What?
It's just such a like.
Are you looking at this?
It's just such a cautionary tale of like recommendation. Like, could you imagine just like, oh yeah, like, who's just like Markiplier? Like, yeah, he's great. Some of his videos are horrible, but like, give him a shot.
Growing
like,
pains. I know the guy who makes Super Papa John.
And you know him?
Yeah, I know him. I might try and get him on the podcast eventually.
It's not gonna want to come on now. You just
no. I'm recommending his stuff. It's good, but not every video is great.
That's not what I heard. I kind of heard that some of his videos aren't that good.
All right,
good friend of mine told me that.
Listen, I'm going to Super Papa John's YouTube channel right now and doing a screen share. Super Papa John YouTube. Super Jack John. It's hard to find his channel sometimes because it's a weird name. Super Papa John. There we go. All right. Screen share. And Super Papa John. Here we go. So this is Super Papa John. 433 subscribers, 51 videos. And what do I mean by not every video is a banger? Well, most underrated N64 game, Sin and Punishment. City Pop was pretty good. I think that one should have more views. But
just
then you
little thumbnail of the guy dancing.
the guy dancing. The thing is, a lot of the topics he goes over are really obscure topics, and because of that, they're not all interesting. Apple Arcade
Jason,
2023 was good.
Check your notification. You've got 9+ notifications.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
There we go. They're gone now.
I never even let it get to 1.
And then some are just Let's Plays, and I don't know. A Let's Play has to be pretty special for me to watch it all the way through nowadays.
That's fair. Yeah, Let's Plays were definitely something I was more into watching when I was like, I don't know, 13.
Can You Feel the Sunshine music video? That's a banger. That's a bop. Spy Kids 3 game in-depth review. Liked that one. So he's got some good stuff. He should have more subscribers than he does, in my opinion.
I get it. You just like him because he makes Splatoon videos.
Okay, I don't know what I changed. I just tapped my audio processor box and I'm back.
It was really funny too because you just slowly started getting quiet. It wasn't like it just dropped off.
Man.
I was like, hey, you're sounding a little quieter now. And then it was quieter and quieter.
Oh no, that was close. I'm glad that everything's working again. I've got one more on my list. Do you have any?
I had one on here that I kind of want to talk about. He's not super underrated. He has 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so I don't know that he qualifies for it. But I don't know. I never hear anyone really talk about him. But I'm also on he's on a different side of YouTube than I'm usually on. But his name's Samuel Kim Music. And he just, he does a lot of anime songs, but he's like a music YouTuber. So like, I'm not as big of a fan of his anime songs, but he's got some really cool like renditions of Star Wars music and like a lot of DreamWorks songs, and like he's got some really cool collections. He did like a whole Star Wars medieval collection where he like made like medieval kind of like sounding music for all the Star Wars songs. He's just really good at like making music compilations. So I
Nice.
like a lot of what he does, but I'd say like 90% of the music he makes is not music that I'm really into. But the stuff he does make, he makes really cool compilations that add to the music without it just being like a full like rip off. Because some people they'll like make like a music redo and it'll either sound really off so that you like it's not enjoyable, or it'll sound too close. It's like this is just the same song. So I don't know.
Okay,
It's cool.
that is a good one. My last one. I'm kind of in the same boat here because he's almost got 1 million subscribers. He's at 793K subs, and he's Scott Kramer. Scott has been around for a long time. He kind of exists in the same sphere as like Eddie Burback and Ted Nivison, but it would be like to get to Ted Nivison, you would have to just kind of go through like Eddie Burback and that type of content creator. I feel like they exist in the same bubble, but at different edges of the bubble. Scott's been making videos for a long time, and they're on a variety of subjects. He'll talk about like these little places in his small towns in North Dakota where he lives. He will talk about reality shows or
This is
things
the
that
guy-
he remembers.
This is the guy you said who loves living in North Dakota, right?
Yeah, he adores living in North Dakota, and it's really cool. You don't really see anyone talk about certain places on YouTube, like places they live on YouTube. Like, do you know anyone who would talk about, I don't know, Indiana? A YouTuber from Indiana who's just like, heck yeah, I love Indiana. I love this place I live.
That's true.
He does just a lot of different like varieties of content, and I enjoy most of it.
He's got, I'm looking at his channel right now. He's got some creative looking, some creative like premises. Like some of these like just sound like such golden ideas. Guessing the finales of shows after watching only one episode.
Yeah.
That sounds
Like,
that's fun. That's something
Scott is
I'll
creative.
steal that. I'll go ahead and do that on my own channel.
Yeah, he's creative, he's passionate, and he's also has a lot of variety in what he makes. He's kind of the template for what I want to do with my YouTube channel, because he doesn't have just one niche. He just talks about things that he enjoys. He does research on the topics before he, makes the video for sure. Doesn't just talk out of thin air, but he's cool. He does a lot of different stuff, and that's what I want to do. I want to do variety content.
Yeah, I like this. I agree with you. This is like if I could be a content creator, this is the kind of category I'd like to be into. But we'll see. My plan right now is just to help you build up your
Thanks.
your platform, and then when you're high enough, you can help me up.
Perfect. Well, it's
called the hook and ladder scheme.
I was going to say it's the tide that raises all ships, but
That's fair.
Cool. Anything else? Any other content creators or like underrated things we want to talk about? Or are we good?
If anybody that we gave a shout out to today wants to come on our podcast, where we'll put you on the wait list. We might be able to,
it's long.
We might be able to get you in. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. But
I mean, we'll just have to tell Markiplier to wait a couple of weeks, but we'll put you on.
You listen to Chuckle Sandwich, right?
I listened to some Chuckle Sandwich.
Do you know about their running bit about the Markiplier episode?
I do not. What is this running bit
my
about
gosh.
the Markiplier episode?
They have this running bit where they joke about how they like allegedly had like a Markiplier episode where he came on, but it was so like atrocious and like horrible, and like everything they talked about was just so like that they're like it'll never see the light of day. It's like locked in the vault episode, but he's never come on. They've never like
The lost media.
Yeah, but they joke about it all the time. It's so funny.
Man. No, they're good. I like most
episode-
Chuckle Sandwich episodes.
This episode's going to date us, though. This episode's going to show how far in advance we record these things, because we went through and we're like, this YouTuber's at so and so subscribers right now. And this is gonna come out in like 2 months, and people are gonna be like, "What do you mean?
Hey, wait a minute.
Every single one of these YouTubers has over 1 trillion subscribers now. They're not underrated."
Oh, well. You'll just let us know if we're wrong in the comments, and tell us your underrated picks for content.
Yeah, please do. Leave some underrated content creators down in the comments. We love to watch them, love to support them.
Or even listen. Like, if you got any underrated musicians, dude,
Yeah.
I'm always looking for underrated musicians. Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
Indie creatives need to help each other out.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and follow on whatever platform you are watching or listening. And the hardest part about having anything is ending it. Bye.
Bye.